South Korean F-15K fighter jets as it passed over the Korean peninsula. This is the second time this month that the U.S. has deployed its B-1B bombers to the country amid heightened tensions with North Korea. The long-range aircraft are state-of-the-art bombers that can fly from Guam to the Korean peninsula within 2 hours.
Despite threats of war, nuclear tests, and angry rhetoric between President Trump and North Korea's supreme leader, Kim Jong-un,
Our top story this afternoon, North Korea has made it clear that it will never negotiate with the United States or anyone else about its nuclear program. Speaking at a forum on non-proliferation in Moscow on Friday, Choi Sun-hee, Director General of the North American Department of North Korea's Foreign Ministry, said the regime's ultimate goal is to use its nuclear arsenal to attain a balance with the United States. She said North Korea lives in constant fear of the U.S., which drives it to maintain its development of nuclear bombs and ballistic missiles as a means to defend itself. The diplomat also called on the U.S. to recognize North Korea as a nuclear weapons state. In response, Katina Adams, a spokeswoman for the U.S. State Department, said Washington will not recognize Pyongyang as a nuclear weapons state, and she urged North Korea to come back to the negotiation table.
years ago, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 disappeared with 239 people on board on a trip from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, China. Recently, Phil Stone asked us on Facebook whatever happened to the plane that disappeared supposedly over Australia. Well, Phil, after fruitless searches by Australia, China, and Malaysia, the disappearance of MH370 remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time. But it may not be forever. Correspondent Doug McElway reports tonight on whatever happened to MH370.
Since it disappeared on March 8, 2014, MH Flight 370 has remained one of the most puzzling aviation accidents in history. Tantalizing evidence like this flaperon and other confirmed pieces found on Reunion Island east of Madagascar have revealed little and only serve to remind of the Indian Ocean's strong currents and inhospitable vastness. Searches have cost governments hundreds of millions of dollars and have proved fruitless.
Going forward, the question is really going to be who's going to continue to fund this search. Water recoveries can be extremely expensive, but I would absolutely say that the private sector can bring resources and new techniques and technologies forward.
Now, a private company is doing just that. Ocean Infinity, which specializes in state-of-the-art remotely piloted vehicles, is finalizing a contract with the Malaysian government under which it would be paid only if it finds the wreckage. Even absent a cause, the disappearance has led to calls for new safety changes, foremost of which is sending real-time data from planes in flight.
Technology can tell me where the nearest Starbucks is. We have got to adapt some of that satellite-based technology to aircraft.
The impediments are huge. Flight data recorders, which once compiled 6 data points, now compile hundreds. And while airliners can easily download satellite data for internet and TV, uploading data requires pinpoint accuracy from a fast-moving plane. Multiply that across a sky full of planes, and it taxes bandwidth and airline budgets.
I think you start with the premise that you want this technology, if you want it at all, with respect to airplanes that are out of radar contact for long periods of time, and that's transoceanic flights.
One of the many theories of what brought the plane down is fire. In fact, the FAA is now urging the world's airlines to ban large laptops from checked luggage because of the potential for lithium battery fires. MH370 was carrying 487 pounds of lithium-ion batteries in its cargo hold. Brett?
We'll follow that story. Doug, thank you. If there's a story you're curious about, whatever happened to, let me know on Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram. Maybe we'll look into it and we'll use your question on the show.
How you guys doing down there, Ward?